てをして両親が必死に看病をしてあげてもヘレンの熱は何日も下がりません。幾日か経ってやっと熱は下がりましたが、
Hey guys, I'm back again, and this time I'm going to answer a question that I get a whole lot, and that's a pretty big question about what is your personal story about coming to Japan. So I thought I'd take an entire episode of frequently asked questions to answer that whole question, because it was actually quite a long process, and it's a bit of a long story as to how I ended up here. I think you'll find my story about coming to Japan is pretty classic. Like most college grads who had just finished college, I was pretty much headed nowhere with a lot of different careers that I had tried out. Graphic design and property management, some things that really didn't work out well for me. And I had talked to some friends who had worked over here in Japan at small kaiwas, and they seemed pretty enlightened by the cultural experience. So after asking around and getting some information as to how they got here, I decided I would give it a try myself.
So I put in for a visa, I put in for a passport, and I scheduled an interview with a company named Nova, one of the biggest known English teaching companies in all of Japan. Currently, it went defunct recently and was bought out by another company, but I'll go into a further explanation of that later.
It was actually a pretty difficult interview. I had to give a speech at the interview, I had to answer some really quick questions, and I had to teach an impromptu lesson just to land the job. I also had a group speech that I had to do with 4 other people being interviewed at the time. But I landed the job, and they helped me process a work visa, which allowed me to travel to Japan and stay here for up to a year. So after my paperwork was filed with the Japanese embassy and I was approved, I had put quite a bit of stuff through. I had to give them my college grades, birth certificate, social security. I had to prove I had no criminal record. I had to prove that I would have employment when I reached Japan. And finally I was approved. The whole entire process, including passport, probably took close to 6 months. And like I said, for the States, it actually takes quite a bit longer than it might in some other Western English-speaking countries. So it took me quite a while. But I finally
as you guys can see, I got pretty lucky with my situation here. After I got the job at the international school that I work at now, things pretty much picked up for me. My pay increased, I got better benefits, I started to live pretty much a normal life with all the great benefits that you could get back in the States, but now in Japan, which is a little bit difficult for a foreigner here. So I have to really admit that I'm lucky with my situation, and I'm very thankful for what I have here. Afterwards, recently, I met my girlfriend whose house I moved into, and she's a dentist, so currently I live with her, and she's actually the breadwinner, so I do live a pretty decent life now, and I'm really happy with my situation here. But that's why my goal is now to help anyone else who wants to make it out here, and to give them all the information I can to get the life to live overseas, to enjoy Japanese culture, to absorb this great country, and to really learn what things look like from the view of another country and what the culture is in another country. So keep those questions coming, and I hope this helped out, and if there's anything else more you want to know about my personal story, just send me a message and I'll be happy to answer.